All right. What's up, everyone? Linda copied me today on the green, sweater. She's trying to be like me.
So, hey, what are you doing?
All right. Well, today we have episode 170.
Thank you for coming back and joining us and listening to us talk and ramble.
Is that it?
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. Oh, no. Thank you guys for coming back and watching. We hope you all are doing well. If you haven't yet, like and subscribe, guys. Okay. Also, jump over to our vlog channel as well.
And follow Brian on SoundCloud. Go blast his music.
If you
go annoy your neighbors.
If you like stuff,
Unz music.
you guys probably would if you're from from Europe and other things, especially if you're a little bit older, because I like the type of stuff that was like popular in the 90s.
Oh my gosh, Brian. Brian is the epitome of a pick-me when it comes to music. He goes, I don't know who that is. Are they like mainstream? Like, I don't know who that is.
I'm not like that. All right. Anyway, so today we're doing a video called "How I See the U.S. After Living in Europe for 5 Years." It's by a guy named David Wynn. All right, let's begin.
I just had a nightmare that I had to choose between 40 brands of toilet paper.
That's us.
It wasn't a nightmare. This is the US. I always enjoy coming back to the US to see
Damn, where the
family,
fuck is that?
friends, nature.
Right.
The nature
It's probably
is
on the
unbeatable, especially in a place like
coast.
California. But living in the US is sort of like living in one big Hollywood movie.
That's definitely
It's
the
an
Pacific
experience.
Northwest.
The good, the bad, and the ugly. And after 4 years in Europe, I'm back in the US at the moment. So let me show you how I see the US now. It's time to do some grocery shopping. And of course, I hop in my car and drive 2 blocks to my local supermarket. And why walk when one can drive? Grocery shopping is an experience, an adventure. You see, I'm used to only
It's Trader Ho-Ho's.
Trader Jose's.
Trader Joe. Yeah, I mean, it's like, I don't know if it's really that. It is, I guess, better, huh? Like healthy-wise than Vons and other stuff like that. But I don't know if it's like that much better.
I think they just don't put dyes in their stuff.
Got it. Yeah, because
It's not worse. We'll just
it's a
say
little
that.
more affordable than Vons and stuff,
Yeah.
which is interesting because I would think Vons would be cheaper. But yeah.
I think it's cheaper because they manufacture everything themselves or not.
Got it. Makes sense.
I'm pretty sure, like almost everything.
1 or 2 choices of brands to choose from in the Netherlands. Here, there are like 50 brands of everything to choose from toilet paper to sausages to
Yeah.
coffee. Let's see.
So true.
Hazelnut.
Okay, but here's the real catch. Is that we have like hundreds of brands for everything, but there's only like 2 to 3 main brands.
Yeah, of
and all
course.
of these things are under like branches of those main brands, which is kind of stupid.
That
if
is
you really
kind of,
think
that
about
is
it.
true, actually. Yeah.
Maple pecan.
It's called-
I'm gonna go with caramel spice this time. On one hand, the variety is amazing. On the other, it can take me up to 15 minutes to buy toilet paper. I know. Do you know about our national treasure, Costco?
Costco.
At Costco, you'll find anything and everything in extra, extra, extra large. Everything really is bigger in the US. Plus the free samples, and the cheap hot dogs, and yes, unlimited drink refills. This is America.
That looks pretty good.
Holy crap, the selection is crazy. And while it's really nice to come back and see all this variety in supermarkets from Safeway to Costco to Trader Joe's, it can be sometimes overwhelming when you have every single possible combination of coffee, toilet paper,
This
and
is true.
it can take me up to 20 minutes to buy a bag of chips. And the thing about free soda refills, while I still love the concept, and I loved it as a child, it's actually not so free because it's going to cost you in the long run in terms of your health.
It's time to go meet some friends
Yeah,
for
I mean,
lunch.
I guess that's true.
And on the way there, I see them. Oh my. It's always a shock. The homeless. This is the part that Hollywood never shows. But life goes on.
The way he approached that was a little
Yeah, I know. But
interesting.
yeah, I mean, it's true. This is a part that you don't really see a lot unless you have
Well,
been
'cause
here and you come over
movies
here.
aren't gonna glamorize that.
Yeah, I don't think LA would allow them to glamorize it.
No, I'm sorry. When you see footage of other countries, you're not seeing the worst parts. You're seeing
The
the
best.
highlights.
Yeah, for
It's
sure,
like
for sure.
anything.
You're seeing the hills, you're seeing sunset, Beverly Hills, all that stuff.
Yeah, you're not. Yeah.
Sure.
on. It's part of everyday life in a big city.
Unfortunately.
But I am looking forward to lunch and the food scene in the US. From Asian to Mexican to everything in between, there is something for everyone.
Yeah.
And fast food everywhere, every block, every mall, every day. No wonder everyone is so big. Damn. I already gained 20 pounds.
Oh,
but I know I
damn.
will lose it all
That's
when
a
I
lot.
get back to the Netherlands. And during lunch, my friend mentions her son had an allergic reaction. Went to the emergency room. Luckily, he was fine, but they received a bill for $20,000.
That's fucking.
And then my
crazy.
other friend tells me,
No way. For an
There's
allergic
EpiPen.
reaction?
That's crazy.
There's no way it's that much.
I mean, I wouldn't be shocked, especially if you don't have insurance.
about the
don't know
time
if
he
they do, but-
fainted, got transported to the ER and was handed a $10,000 bill. It definitely makes one think twice before deciding to go to the ER. And then we talk about work, which is the most American thing to talk about. And he tells me casually, it's fine, same old, had to work this past week.
By the way, I just want to say this here. I don't think I've ever asked anyone, how's work going? Unless they specifically like said something.
In regards to that.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
the last time we spoke and like I knew there was like an issue and they
Oh, yeah.
You know when you could tell someone wants
Yeah.
to be asked? I
Yeah,
think that's literally the only time.
That's the same. And
I cannot stand being asked anything about work.
Yeah, I do make a point too when I talk to people that I meet for the first time. I don't ask them what they do, or like I ask them like what they enjoy doing or what's like their passion and stuff. Just because I feel like when you say like, "Oh, what do you do for work?" It's just like some people don't want to be asked that.
I don't want to be asked anything that has to do with like labor at all.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So that's why I like, oh, like what do you like?
like,
What kind of music
how
do you
are
like? What do
you
you like?
doing?
Yeah, yeah.
That's
so-
it.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't get it. Oh, but
Yeah.
I don't even
Still-
get and I get it, like that's the culture out here. I think it's just the fact that it's so normalized that's annoying more
Yeah.
than the actual like person doing it.
Still working 60 hours a week. And I think to myself,
If I ever decide to
Oh my
return
God,
back
sorry,
to
I
the
thought of something one time. I don't want to say too many details because if this person ever watches this, they're gonna be like, "Okay, bitch." I went to a gathering that a friend invited us to, and I didn't know most of the people there because it was one of those things where they bring friends from all their groups. Anyway, everyone was very nice, but when I shit you not, the host told everyone to go around in a circle and introduce yourself and say what you do for a living. And this is like a holiday event. This has nothing to do with work or anything.
I remember you
And
telling me this.
I was just like, I don't know.
It just feels weird. That feels weird. That's like why? Why
I
do
just
that?
find that so odd.
Yeah, it is. It is. It's almost like
It's
they want
almost
to
like
just
they
know
want
so they can
everyone
judge you.
to weigh your worth about that.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is just weird.
Well, because it's normal here to put people's worth with that, what they do.
I know that.
Yeah.
It's just weird to do it when you're hanging out at a dinner.
Yeah, for sure. I agree with that.
US, I think it would be quite difficult for me to adapt back to the American way of life, culture, in terms of working, the number of hours, the stress, the lack of vacation, the fact that people don't take their vacation days. But I do miss parts of American work culture, the drive, the ambition, the energy, being surrounded by people who are very ambitious about their careers. It drove me to become a better person, a more confident person. And to be honest, I do miss that because that is part of my DNA growing up in the US. But it's a trade-off, right? It's a trade-off between, yes, you do make a lot more money in the US, but the trade-off is time.
and then we start talking about vacation. Another friend tells me about his jam-packed 1-week vacation visiting 4 countries. And I was like, how is that possible? 4 countries, 1 week? Then I remember, that's how I used to travel as well.
And that's the thing, right? When you don't have that much time, you learn to pack everything in. I remember when I was traveling to Europe during my first time, I traveled to 10 countries in 2 weeks because, well, when you only have 2 weeks, you learn to pack everything in. I had this Google Sheets, the agenda every day from 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. Every hour had an agenda, something to do. And that's the thing, right? When you travel
I
so
think that's
far.
how we are.
We don't.
Not to that
we don't
degree.
schedule it like that, but
No,
we do
but
pack it in.
we
Yeah.
definitely try to like we try to start early and do as much as we can. I will say I think we definitely have a limit to how much we're willing to spread ourselves thin.
Yeah, because I want to
Whereas
just
others-
enjoy
Yeah,
places
it's
too.
hard finding that balance, but you also want to take advantage of the fact that you're somewhere
Yeah.
new and you've never been there.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I mean, I would say if we had, it's also because we don't have an unlimited availability of time to just spend.
Yeah, I know.
Because like if we didn't have a deadline of when, or like a cutoff time of amount of time we could spend somewhere, we would probably still just spend a few days here, or maybe a week
No,
here,
I know.
like
That's
that.
the point I was saying, and I
Yeah.
think that's what he was saying too.
Yeah.
is You find yourself doing as much as possible and not really being able to like soak in
Yeah.
the experience sometimes.
To Europe, to Asia from the US, and you only have 1-2 weeks, you better make the most out of your time. Now let's get back to paying the bill.
But wait, what the hell is this? Sales tax? Tip? Madness. I need to walk off this madness and the lunch. I walk towards Stanford University, which is nearby. I walk, and then I realize that I'm the only person walking. Oh wow, it's a lot further than I thought. No wonder nobody walks in the US. I arrived at campus to see a bunch of tourists. American universities, especially elite ones, are tourist hotspots. The brand name, the letters, the cost of tuition. It's one of the biggest businesses in the US. And then I overhear
Yeah.
some people
I had
talking
no
about the
idea.
most recent mass shooting.
People
A
just-
mass shooting at an American school in suburban Denver.
We are 25 days in, and there have been 40 mass shootings.
It seems like this is the norm nowadays in the US. It's sad and it's horrible. And oh yeah, the police, they beat up someone else again. What's sad is that many people no longer trust the police. And I know plenty of great police officers, but all it takes is a few bad apples to ruin it for the rest of them. Now I wonder
Yeah,
what the news outlets
true.
are saying, because I've stopped reading the news. It's like this all-out war, CNN versus Fox. You get two different stories. It seems like such a divided country nowadays. The left versus the right, Democrats versus Republicans, the police versus the world.
And this is the thing that always shocks me when I come back now. How divided the country has become. I mean, you can literally lose a friend because of politics. The media has done a role in pitting this group versus this group as well. And it's sad because it doesn't seem so united anymore. It seems quite divided every time I come back, and it's sad. And the thing about the police, well, the police, they have such a bad reputation now when in fact they should be part of the community protecting people. And yes, there have been very unfortunate events that have happened, but when I think about the majority of the police officers that I have met in the past, they've been good people, genuinely good people. And nowadays we tend to label people based on this profession. It's a bias.
Yeah, it's true with anything too. It's like if I meet someone from, I don't know, like say I meet a person from Russia or North Korea or like somewhere, you know, that's not friendly with the United States, and we get a bad.
Many people from North Korea.
But you know what? Okay, I'm just saying, like an example. Like I did meet a Russian person, and like
Or like China.
you
Like,
could
they
tell
try to
they,
make it
they
seem
you
like
could tell they were kind of like
hesitant.
hesitant to talk about it because they're afraid how people are going to take them because of what's going on right now with Ukraine and Russia and us. And I'm like, I don't judge a single individual off of their country, but I don't
think.
but I think
the
a lot of
majority
people do.
though.
I think a lot of people do judge people, like that's what he's saying, because like you judge all of something because of a few people that ruin it for everyone.
Right. I definitely think where in our country people are so close-minded are. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There's definitely going to be people who have never left their bubble who might think that way. But I would like to think the majority of people have more than 2 brain cells and can separate somebody's, like,
Them being an individual.
their
with, like,
identity
the-
from the
Yeah.
country they are.
Exactly.
But sometimes there are people from certain places that line up with the politics of that
Of
place
course, of
anyway.
course,
So there's
yeah.
that. But yeah, everyone's just, I don't know, just look at people as individuals.
Yeah.
But
When in fact-
I was gonna say
sorry.
about the whole police officer thing. This is such a like I don't know. This topic I go back and forth on in my brain, and there are certain professions you just cannot have. There shouldn't be bad apples. You know,
Yeah, of course, but that
you're not.
as much as it shouldn't be, with any profession, with anything, any country, anything at all, where people have a little bit of power, there's always going to be.
Yeah, but that comes down to training and the time and effort they put into the people that they're vetting for this.
Yeah, of course.
Because the amount of stories I've heard from like previous cops talking about what goes on behind closed doors,
I know.
it's kind of alarming to think about. Like someone could be easily nice to your face and like approachable to your face, but you don't know what they're saying when they're with their pack, you know?
Yeah, that is true.
Or most situations you just don't know how you're going to respond until you're in it. So you can be a good person, but are you equipped to handle that job?
Yeah.
That's what it comes down to.
I think it's wrong to do that. I think we should judge people based on their character, not on a label that we attach them to. But yeah, I hope things get better. I don't think so in the short term, but I hope things get better.
But hey, at least public restrooms are still free in the US. It's time to head to the mall to do some shopping.
Yeah, that's true.
And say hello to American consumerism and overly friendly customer service people. Shopping in the US is sort of like a game. Looking for deals, getting credit card points. It can be extremely fun and addicting. But this is all part of the game of American consumerism. So be careful, or else you'll be in credit card debt like a dearth of Americans. Well, it's late and it's time to head home. And of course, there's traffic at 3 p.m. And this guy ahead of me just cut off the cyclist. It's quite a shock to see bikes, cars, buses, motorcycles all merging together in one lane. It can be quite
It is
dangerous to
so
cycle
weird.
in an American city. I then go and meet some friends for a drink, and I meet all these techies. And of course, I get asked the popular question.
Hey, so what do you do? I make YouTube videos. Oh, so you work for YouTube and Google, right? No, I just make videos. Oh, okay. So this
Why are they
is
always tech people?
Because the
Everyone here does tech.
no, it's the area that he lives. Stanford.
Oh,
it's like
yeah.
it's that area.
something that Americans
feel
do really
like-
well. We tend to compare ourselves against one another.
Yeah.
It's a very competitive society. And we do this at a very young age. Which school, which college did you go to?
Yeah.
What type of job, which company, who got promoted? It's part of the system. It's a very competitive society, in my opinion, compared to other societies. And I remember there was one time when I first started off my career, I was working in the Big Four accounting firm. And I went out to a bar with some friends. They were all investment bankers. And I was talking to this one girl who was an investment banker. And of course, we talked about what we did. And when I told her that I worked in a Big Four firm, she kind of looked down upon me and said something very judgmental, like, oh, you only work at a Big Four company. And so
What?
I just remember feeling very crappy at that point in time, like I wasn't good enough. But I don't blame her. It's the system that we grow up in. And we tend to judge each other based on what we do.
What a long, exhausting day. Just another day in Hollywood. Just another day in the US of A.
The way he was talking.
I know. He was dragging that one out.
All right. I mean, yeah. I mean, it was interesting. I think he had good viewpoints on everything, and like the way he spoke about it was very like neutral. He didn't. I mean, he obviously. No, it was kind of neutral. He didn't like say he liked one more than the other.
Right. I was expecting him to kind of give the take that he feels he receives in living in Europe the past 4 or 5 years.
Probably just the
A little
opposite of
more.
whatever he was saying.
I know, but sometimes I like to hear.
Yeah, like go in depth about it a little bit.
Yeah.
But
Ooh.
yeah, that was interesting.
Nothing shocking.
Yeah, I will say, yeah. And I do also hope that US starts to gradually move back towards being like more united again.
I feel like the only thing that unites our country is a terrorist attack.
Sadly.
Then all of a sudden
Sadly, yeah.
But the government knows that too.
Yeah.
It's
I don't
having
know.
like a common threat, which is why I feel like they're always trying to shove down our throat that like Russia's gonna come and tear down our grid or China's gonna come and do some shit. And I'm like, are they though? Oh, China is spying on us through TikTok.
Yeah, I know. I don't think they're gonna ban it either from the U.S. They were talking about
They were
doing that.
saying that unless I could be wrong, unless America has the opportunity to buy.
Oh, unless like we own it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, let them have it. They developed it.
Yeah, I don't know, but
Interesting.
yeah, it was a cool video. If you enjoyed it, you guys like and subscribe. Go follow David Wen. I'll put the original in the description, and also jump over to our vlog channel. All right, do that for us. All right.
Subscribe to it.
Yeah.
Subscribe to this channel.
Yes.
It's
Just
free.
subscribe to everything.
It's free.
All right. Well, hope you guys enjoyed, and we'll see you on the next one.
All right. Bye.
Peace.